What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing the 600 mile service on my 2022 Yamaha MT-09. We're going to start with a fresh oil change, get some new lubricants in there so we can finally rip her. And then we're going to clean the chain and probably just check some other stuff. Check the bolts, make sure everything's tight, just a general thing. So we'll kind of walk you through everything that needs to be done so that hopefully you guys can do your own service. Because I know at my dealer, they tried to charge me $250 to do a simple service, so they're gonna do it myself. All right, guys, we're gonna start off by taking off the drain plug, which is, what size is that? It's a 17 millimeter. So go ahead and pull that off, let all the oil drain out, pull off the filter, and go from there. Pop goes the weasel. Wonder how that oil is gonna look. See any chunks? It's not us, guys, I swear. There we go. All right, we're just gonna let this drain and then move on to the oil filter. All right, guys. Well, I would say for sure check your oil filter because they tightened the shit out of this one. It was literally impossible to get off. We had to do all kinds of crazy stuff, but we finally got it loose. So I don't know if they over tightened it or cross threaded it. I guess we'll find out when it comes off, but I would definitely make sure you have an oil wrench, but even then, it was just way too tight. But we're gonna go ahead and pull it off right now and see what happens. All right, we're gonna go ahead and let this fully drain, and then we'll put the new filter on, put the drain plug back in, and go ahead and start filling it back up with oil. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and slap this oil filter on. Yeah, and guys, these only have to be hand tightened. I don't know why Hercules always puts on these oil filters. They really don't need to be that tight. You just want to make sure they're not going to back out with any of the vibration or anything, but hand tight is always sufficient. All right, so now we're just going to fill it up with oil, and the oil change is pretty much done. All right, guys, go ahead and grab yourself a funnel because you definitely can't do it without it. And go ahead and start pouring your oil. We're using the Mobil 1 Racing 4T 1040. You can use whatever you want, Yamaha or, you know, all the other ones out there, but I'm going with the Mobil 1. So let's go ahead and start putting some oil in there. And it calls for 3.2. So we'll probably put in 3, let it run for a while, let it settle, and then go ahead and check it and see where we're at. All right, guys, so we got about 3 quarts in there. Gonna go ahead and start it up, let it run for a little bit, and then let it settle, and we'll go ahead and check it and see where we're at. Probably have to add a little bit more, but it's better to add less and be able to add more later than to add too much. Alright guys, so we'll go ahead and let all the oil settle, and then we'll check it and add more as we need. Alright guys, so another thing you should do in your 600 mile service is go ahead and clean and re-wax your chain. So we're going to start off by cleaning it. I just use the Maxima kit. It comes with everything you need, the chain cleaner and the lube. So we're gonna go ahead and spray this on, let it sit for 60 seconds. Then we'll take our chain brush to clean everything off. You can get these really cheap on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description. So if you can, makes it easier if you have someone that can rotate the tire for you. If not, you could do it yourself. Just makes it easier if you have somebody else. So we're gonna go ahead and spray as he's moving the tire. And then we're just gonna go ahead and let that sit for about a minute, and we'll go ahead and run the brush through it and then rinse it off with cold water. All right guys, it's been about a minute, so we're gonna go ahead and run the brush through it, get all that crap off of it. Just stick your brush in there, spin the tire. You just wanna break up all that dirt and grease and everything from the previous cycle. A few rotations, better safe than sorry. Alright, that should be good. Alright, now we're gonna go and rinse it off with some cold water. You just wanna run a nice steady stream through it. Might help to turn on the water first. Alright, and you just wanna run the water through it. Man, I just cleaned these rims too. Just a nice steady stream, get all the crap off. Just do a few rotations. Because next you're gonna lube it. Alright, and that should be good. You just kind of want to get it going until you start to see that the water is starting to turn clear. Alright guys, now we're going to go and apply our chain wax. You want to apply quite a bit. You want to do it on the inside of the chain. And just again, just rotate your tire. Rotate a little bit more. Alright, and ideally you just want to let that sit about 15 minutes before you ride, or maybe a bit longer. It's entirely up to you. But that's pretty much as far as it goes with the chain lubrication. Another thing you might want to do before this, I didn't do it because I already checked. That's good. Calm down, Turbo. Is you want to go ahead and stick 2 fingers in between your chain. That's about where you should be. If there's 3 fingers or so on and so forth, you'll have to adjust your chain, but mine's within spec, so we won't have to do that today. Alright guys, so really the only other thing you can do is go ahead and check your brake fluid for your front brake reservoir and your rear brake reservoir. You can also kind of go ahead and check all your nuts and bolts, your axle nuts and stuff like that to make sure they're still tight. It's highly unlikely they would be loose, but you never know. But yeah, that pretty much concludes the video. That's how to do your 600-mile service yourself and save some money, because they're literally going to do pretty much the exact same thing. But on the other hand, if you feel more comfortable having a dealer do it, by all means, go for it. It's definitely not a bad thing. Not all dealers will charge as much. I've heard several other ones only charge maybe $100, $150, but $250 is just way too much for a service. But yeah, so after your 6-mile service, now you can give her the beans, have some fun, which is, I know what I'm gonna do. So go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. We got some awesome content coming down the pipeline, especially now that the bike's broken in. Could have a lot of fun. So until next time, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good one, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.